Now we're going to learn about pinning. For example, when you're cutting out pieces for your garment, you're always going to cut it out in a double layer. So you don't have to go back and recut each piece one by one, because that way you can mess up and it's very tedious. So you just want to cut it in a folded piece so you can have both pieces. So the reason we pin is so when you're sewing, your fabric is not moving and going all over the place. Let me give y'all an example. See, now I'm gonna try to sew down these two fabrics right here with just aligning it myself. You see how I gotta keep on, going back, making sure it's okay. You gotta make sure you hold it the right way, and it's like, okay, yeah, this is perfect. You put it in the sewing machine. Now, once you do this a couple of times and you start getting the hang of it, it will be easy to go without pinning. But in the beginning, you're going to have to pin. I'm going to try to mess up to show y'all the reason why I'm telling y'all that y'all should pin. Now watch this. Now watch this. Now you see this part right here. You see how I began to sew and it was aligned at first, but then the pieces, they're not aligned no more. When you first start learning how to sew, this is what's going to happen, because the fabric, it always moves. No matter how many times you fidget with it and play with it, the fabric is always going to move. So to avoid this, we just pin. So now when you're pinning, you want to grab your fabric and make sure that it is aligning on both sides. Make sure that everything is fine. Grab your pins and then start pinning. We're going to start off with a couple. Put some out right here. So in the beginning, when you're pinning, always start at the edges. When you start at the edges, you just pop one in. You got to give it a little bit of space for it to come out. Keep it like that. Boom. It's not going to be moving. And then put another pin at the end. Now you can use as many pins as you want to feel more secure. But as you do it longer and longer, you're not going to have to use too many pins. Like for instance, me, I can just pin the front and the back and be fine. But sometimes I like to pin the middle or just a little bit of it, just so it can hold its place, so it got that secureness. See that secureness right there? It's not going anywhere. I'm gonna grab one more. Gonna pin. Boom, right there. And that's all I needed for that moment. Now, as you see, my garment is in place. It's pinned up. It's not gonna move. And it's ready for me to use it to sew. Now let me show you how it's gonna look like when you sew using pins and needles. Now we're gonna continue to go. And then remember, You don't have to pull on the fabric while it's going because the sewing machine will already push it for you. So you just do it nice and easy. Nice and easy. It's going to keep the straight footing for you. And it's going to go without no issue. And boom, as you see, it's a nice straight line by using the pins. Using the pins will save you so much time. It will stop you from making any mistakes. It'll stop you from having to go back and use the seam ripper and restart all over again. So the pins are your best friend.